In the last few days,
who's speed talking?
And Republicans and the establishment have come together not only to deny you health care, but to deny you a stimulus that is at the very minimum what they should have done, but it's not even enough. $2,000 isn't enough after 10 months. It's not enough. What are you going to do with $600? Does that cover a third of your rent?
It's gone.
It's gone. It's already gone.
Most developed nations have health care and have $2,000 checks.
Exactly. We are the only major nation in this country, in the world, that doesn't have health care. That has so much wealth accumulated, but has no health care. So we've hit this turning point where we're seeing divisiveness. We're seeing talks about Jimmy Dore being divisive, you being divisive, not going with our allies, not supporting our allies. But if those people that we elected, that ran on Medicare for All, are not pushing Medicare for All, then why the fuck are they there for? If they're not going to stand up to Nancy Pelosi, who is the gatekeeper, who literally has to bring Medicare for All to a floor vote, even with PAYGO gone, she would still have to bring it to a floor vote. So don't give me the fucking excuses that it's okay now just because we got rid of PAYGO. Don't give me the excuses that we have to wait for the right moment. Because as Niko said, we're in the middle of a goddamn pandemic. Do you remember during the Great Depression, the reason people got out is because of a New Deal? We don't even have anything. We got nothing. And our leaders sold us out with the CARES Act. Every single one of them sold us out. It was the largest transfer of wealth. The largest transfer of wealth. I have lived as a millennial through 2 large transfers of wealth. I have seen wages gone down. I have seen many of you lose people you love to just diseases, to poverty. I live in Los Angeles, California, where I see homelessness has become a way of life. You can be homeless and have a full-time job. You can be homeless and have a computer. This is not the way to be in America. The fact that more people aren't out here is an insult. We need to make these people uncomfortable. You know what's beautiful? Nancy Pelosi and Mitch McConnell getting attacked. Their house is getting attacked, right, with graffiti by Republicans. Mitch McConnell was vandalized by Republicans. We are seeing people move beyond the fact that there's a two-party system, because there's not. We are seeing people realize we're all getting fucked by the system. Whether you're a Republican, an independent, a leftist, we're all getting screwed. So what I love seeing is right now, the people that are suffering, who may not have ever been political, the people whose restaurants and businesses are being shut down when they're getting nothing, while these corporations get all this money, those people are saying, what the hell? I'm getting screwed. And they're realizing this. And guess what? You're not alone. More people realize this, but they need leaders to step up, like all of you, coming out here and showing them that this is absolutely 100% possible. We need to move from electoralism to direct action. Because a lot of people like to say, what? You're not organizing. This is just a social media thing. Force the vote, blah, blah, blah. This is organizing right here. This is regular people coming together and speaking truth to power for a cause they believe in.
Boots on the ground.
Boots on the ground, yelling at politicians, yelling at these elitist privileged fucks who literally have health care, and they're treating you like you're a nuisance. And if you have a problem with my language, you can get the fuck out of here, because look at the people dying. Look at the violence in the streets. If you don't have a problem with that and you have a problem with this, you have a fucking problem. Okay? So enough with the civility. Civility is a tool of the oppressor in times of injustice. And we can't allow these people to detract us from what we have to do. And right now, also, I have to point out, Exactly. And how are people going to know we're out here? How are people going to know about Medicare for all, about force of vote, about imperialism, if we don't have journalists telling them the truth? Because all our media's bought. Do you see CNN here? Do you see MSNBC? Do you see GYT? Do you see these corporates out here? They're not out here. They don't give a crap because they have it good. And it's not enough to go and smear somebody just because they're a jag-off comedian from their garage and intellectualize it and say, oh, you're not fit to lead this movement. Guess what? I don't care if you're a janitor. I don't care if you don't have a job. You are valued, and it's your job to lead this movement. Every single one of you are leaders, okay? So don't let that classist bullshit from people who've never had to suffer come over here. My mother had breast cancer, and if my mother didn't find a way to get health insurance, she would have not been able to make it because her medicine is $12,000 per syringe. And when she gave them their insurance, it was $14.
That's a crime.
It is a crime because some people don't have health insurance and their parents die, their siblings die, and they can't do anything about it. And you know what? We've come to this point where it's not enough to simply just talk about it and say we're going to push this committee and we're going to push this envelope. No, we have to put our bodies on the levers of power and take over.
You're goddamn right.
That's absolutely what we have to do. So you guys, just so you know, all of these things are connected. Whether it's Julian Assange, Medicare for all, not getting a $2,000 stimulus, we should be protesting for all of these things. All of them. The fact that Biden, who was the number 5 candidate, and Kamala Harris, who couldn't even win her own state, are now supposed to take over the presidency? You think Bernie Sanders wasn't cheated? You think that our elections are real? Our elections are not real. We don't have democracy in this country. We need to accept that. We need to move past it. We need to understand that we live in an oligarchy and you cannot simply expect to reform a party that doesn't want you, that has stolen from you and has ransacked everything you have gotten. This is your money. You are entitled to this, not because you want a handout, but because your government's supposed to provide and take care of you, and if they don't, according to the Declaration of Independence, you have the right to overthrow that government. And what I am saying is simply, you have to demand that power. You cannot simply expect them to give it to you because they won't. So stop thinking in reform and start thinking in terms of actual revolution, direct actions in the streets. So I want to thank you all for being here. You're all my heroes. Thank you so much.
Damn. Don't do it to him. I need that fire.